Hey, welcome to WatchMojo.com. I'm your host Marisa, and today we're talking about the 7 deadly sins. Now, we're all familiar with the sins, some a little more than others, but regardless of that, we can all think of a movie whose theme is based on one of the sins. And believe it or not all movies are just for entertainment. Some actually try to convey a message to its audience. So now let's take a look at the sins in action. Pride. Pride is excessive belief in one's own abilities that interferes with the individual's recognition of the grace of God. It has been called the sin from which all others arise. Pride is also known as vanity. So where do we see pride in the movies? How about in The Devil's Advocate? John feeds the ego and vanity of his newest recruit Kevin by showering him with wealth. And John himself says, vanity, definitely my favorite sin, the most simple. Envy. Envy is the desire for others' traits, status, abilities, or situation. So almost every movie has some envy in it. But how about Snow White? After all, the fairy tale is based on a jealous queen who wants to get rid of her stepdaughter, Snow White. It doesn't get more basic than that. Wrath. Wrath is manifested in the individual who spurns love and opts instead for fury. It's also known as anger. In Sin City, we follow 3 stories, one of which focuses on the character of Marv, who seeks vengeance for the murder of the woman he loves. Sloth. Sloth is the avoidance of physical or spiritual work. A classic example comes from Arthur Miller's A Death of a Salesman. Now, Willie Loman is about to lose his job, can't pay his bills, and his sons don't respect him. So he wonders what went wrong and how he can fix this for his family. So what does he do? He decides the best solution is to kill himself. But really, he takes the easy way out. Greed. Greed is the desire for material wealth or gain, ignoring the realm of the spiritual. Wall Street's the obvious example, but how about Fargo? After all, the plot is based on Jerry's plan to have 2 men kidnap his wife so he could collect ransom money from his wealthy father-in-law. Gluttony. Gluttony is an inordinate desire to consume more than that which one requires, an addiction. In the movie Blow, George's family struggles to make ends meet, and he makes a promise to himself that he wouldn't end up with the same fate. So he starts his own marijuana operation and is very successful. But when he hears about cocaine, he goes into that and tries the bigger and better. And while he does succeed, he ends up paying the price in the end. Lust. Lust is an inordinate craving for the pleasures of the body. Now, everyone knows fatal attraction is a prime example for lust. Dan is a happily married man who gives in to the temptations of the body. And when his wife and kids are away for the weekend, he and his colleague Alex decide to have a little fun.